Hi there. Disclaimers up the front. These are my thoughts and opinions. I speak on behalf of nobody else, although I actually am speaking for everybody else because nobody seems to be getting this bugger. And we need to be looking at it. Right? Also, disclaimer, I swear quite a bit. Right? If you don't like that, I'm so sorry. I can't help myself. I get passionate. What can we say? Now, this is my 666th video, right? And so I've been putting off doing a video for a while because I wanted to have it be special. It's not different to other videos, whatever. I put it out to a public vote the other day on Facebook and got some suggestions, and obviously the most logical suggestion is to talk about Satanism with my 666th video, right? And there's a lot to be talked to about that, but I'm not. I don't really delve into that stuff. I watched there's a video on my wall about the Super Bowl and the satanic images that were in that. And obviously that happens every year and nobody really cares about it and whatever. And we've just had we had Valentine's Day. I got flowers. Excuse me, for the first time in a decade and a half, mate. I got flowers from an absolute yump bucket, but whoo. And, like there were a load of people saying how, Valentine's Day is satanic and all this, that and the other. And then I had a friend, I can't remember which friend it was last night, post, like, literally, what if it is? Do you know what I mean? Most things, like it's like the Chrome logo is 666 and things like that. Like most things are satanic in nature. Like all of the monarchy's symbols, for example, Freemasonry, the church, all use the same symbols and, codes and rituals and shit like this. And the world is predominantly run under satanic symbology. But I don't get too far into this. But I do, and basically this video isn't about Satanism. I just wanted to get that in there because it is my 666th video. Now, I'm wearing a t-shirt special for the occasion that says, take me to hell or lose me forever. Right now, I had this custom made in 2022. I went to a Supernatural convention. Supernatural, the American TV show, not just things supernatural. And I had this plan. I'd got a photo op booked with Mark Sheppard, who plays the King of Hell, and Mark Pellegrino, who plays Satan, right, in that show. And my idea was to have the photo taken with both of them throttling me and me and them really trying and me so that I could basically say to people when I showed them the photograph, I went to Crossroads 5 and I got attacked by a vampire. And basically, if you look real hard, you'll notice a couple of marks on my neck, right? Child. Right? Now, I watch Supernatural. I'm currently in my second run of Supernatural. But I've watched it all 15 seasons. And I'm up to season 7 at the minute. We're at Dicktown. And literally love it. At the minute, I'm now not binge watching because some days I don't even watch it. I'm going through Lucifer, which again, he's the devil. He's literally the devil. So you've got angels in there and you've got, God in there and Satan in there and demons in there. And the same with Supernatural. You've got God, you've got Satan, you've got demons. Now, the only thing that got me about Supernatural, and you won't have me dissing them, right? I am aware, right? I am not feeding into this energy. Do you know what I mean? But it's light entertainment, except for my only issue with Supernatural is the sheer amount of stabbings and the desensitization of stabbing gets me go. Now, that program finished in 2020. I think the last one was during lockdown. I don't know. But, yeah. I loved it, but there have been, over the years, there was a rise in stabbings. Now, is it because literally we're being desensitised to stabbing? Like, they just stab like it ain't no thing. They chop somebody's head off like it ain't no thing. Don't think you could chop somebody's head off with one clean sweep, mate. Don't. It tells you wrong. I've tried it, I've not. It's like, whoof, there's that vampire's head gone. Whoof. But there are a lot of shows like that and whatever. And that's not what I'm talking about. What I want to talk about today. So I'm just saying, it's like Satanism is everywhere. Like, literally, it's everywhere. We can't get away from it unless we go and live in a hole. And I don't want to go and live in a hole. So I'll look at these fit blokes chopping heads off. Do you know what I mean? Hasn't made me be violent. Nothing I've ever watched has made me be violent. Carry on. No, I'm going to say it because you can't leave things unsaid when you know. So, like, a lot of the stuff, it does get me randy, right? I'm a bit of a perv. But I also don't go out and put it about or whatever, right? But, I feel the feelings. And, like when you see a bad guy crop it, you're like, yeah. But if I have a morbid fear of violence, if I see anybody actually fighting, I don't think. Anyways, by the by. So I'm not going to do this about Satanism. She says, who's talked about Satanism for like over 7 minutes. What I want to talk about is what I think is currently the most evil thing happening to us, right? Now, obviously, we've got... Keep it to it, Kez. Don't get your video taken down because you stray off the path and talk about the other stuff. Kids, right? Now, I've spoken before about Go Henry. And fun fact, and there's Rooster Money as well, and, I am bombarded on Facebook with adverts for Go Henry, and they make me feel sick. You've got people who want to be famous, influencers, Instagram people, just smiling and making their kids smiling. Oh, yeah, I get to do chores. Goody, yay! And it's teach them skills. Now, I've done videos on this before, a lot, right? But there is another thing that's being added into the mix that I saw an advert for yesterday that literally made me so fucking angry. Because, anyways, so Go Henry. Fun fact, I just received a thingy from Go Henry. I've been a top fan of Go Henry on Facebook for 2 weeks running. How did I get to be a top fan of Go Henry? By angry reacting at every single fucking video that I see, because people need to know. Now, it's just it's a drop in the ocean. But if people see that people ain't happy, they'll be like, well, why? What's wrong with this? Everybody's smiling. Everybody's happy. Why are you angry at that? And if it gets them to think, because this, like I say, is, in my opinion, the worst thing that we're doing to our species at the minute, going for the fucking kids. Now, the taglines are like, set your kids up for money skills, with money skills for life. Now, when I was little, I was taught about money, and I was taught how to count your tuppenies up to 10pence, how to count your 10pences up to £1, and I had savings in a savings bank, and I got spending money just like these kids are doing now on a piece of on a screen, numbers on a screen. I used to actually have to count out money. That is teaching a kid money skills. And I've said it on a previous video. I was up the co-op the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and there was a young mum, and she got this little girl about 5, 6, something like that. I don't know, not good for ages. She'd got her pocket money and she'd bought a sweetie. So her mum's there with all of her pennies that she'd got, counting them out on the cash register. And now I was stood there watching this all happen. I did not give two shiny shits that it was taking her an age. And as she was leaving, I said, like, excuse me, darling, I just have to say, well done, you. Keep them with money. Like, you're doing a cracking job, girl. You're doing it right. Now, these kids on these Go Henry videos, like, are acting, right? Your kid is not all of a sudden going to go, oh, wow, hoovering so much more fun. Now my mum tells me I've got to do it and shows me on a little screen. Look, I'm allowing you some money now because you did that. There you go. Have your fucking... Oh, sorry. I get so mad. But it doesn't make kids all of a sudden love doing chores. Nobody loves doing chores. And just because your mother is controlling you or your father is controlling you with an app like you're not even fucking human, that isn't going to make you enjoy that chore. It's fake. These mothers who are parading their kids around on social media for clout, for 15 minutes of fame, for money. Now, you'll probably notice as we've gone, if you're not a regular, we've gone 12 minutes, you've not had an advert yet. So just before you go, well, you're doing this for clout, I don't make a penny. I don't want to make any money. I'm spreading the question. I'm not spreading the word, I'm spreading the question. What if these bastards are controlling us for nefarious purposes? Now, we've only got to look at the way that humanity has progressed over the last couple of decades, and especially since 9/11, right? But especially over these past few years with all the crap that we've had to live through, they're making it so fucking obvious. They've told us they want a cashless society. And if we have a cashless society, they will be able to cut our money off whenever they bloody well like. There will be social credit scoring. We are hurtling down the road to China. We're on a slow boat to China, like literally, and nobody cares because all the adverts are so shiny and everybody's so bloody happy about it. Do you know what I mean? And like literally, and I know it in myself. Like I said, when I was young, I'd got a money box. If I did chores, I got given money for that. But I got to hold that money in my hand. And when that money was running low, I knew I was low on money because I could see the fucking thing. I could physically see that my money wasn't there anymore. Now it's just tap your card here, tap your card there, and their numbers on a fucking screen. And that's how that's what we are to these people. We are numbers on a screen, and they've got the boot on the neck. And now they're setting us up so that parents have the boot on the kid's neck. So that kid's going to grow up. Money's going to mean nothing to them. It comes and it goes with a wave of a bloody plastic card. It comes and it goes. And you know what I mean? So they'll grow up just going like, oh yeah, money, it's there in the background, right? It's also a tool of control because, and this is probably going to shock you, right? But fun fact, not everybody in the world is good. There are abusers out there. There are abusive parents. And there are going to be kids that because of shiny kids doing all this, their parents are going to make their life a living fucking hell. And we'll get onto the other thing there in a minute. But like I said, when I was younger, got me money, gave me money out. When it was gone, I knew like another thing. You watch, they'll be, by the time they grow up, they'll be able to get bloody overdraft by the time they're 15, mate. Fucked for life. And we're doing it to them. And those bloody shiny fucking parents, oh, she's so clever. Look, she did this. Look, darling, I'm going to give you 50p. Yay! You know, it's like Rodolino. That was sorry, but the kids on that used to piss me off. What's it called? Right, answer me in the comments. The one with grot bags, what was that called? And the kids on there used to wind me up. Fake kid acting winds me up. Always has done since I was a kid. Anyways, so I went from doing that this morning. Sorry, don't remember eating that. This morning, I woke up and sitting there, I had a fucking notification from Temu. Well, I've got something on my lip. Hold on a minute. I had a notification from Temu, blah, blah, blah. Ended up spending 15 quid on Temu. I bought shit. Just shit, because it's so easy, because everything's on your phone. It's just, I bought a... I know I shouldn't laugh, it's a serious thing, but this is what money means to me now. I bought a bubble gun. Like a big fucking chunky bubble gum. And 50 wooden painted butterfly buttons. Don't even. Once I bought myself 48 plastic Bibles. This was years ago on eBay. Oh, fuck, I should up it. But yeah, they're pretty little butterflies. And I will use them. But I'll probably just get them out and play. Right? It's just so simple. It's like, oh yeah, fuck it. They're pretty. I'm getting myself some butterflies, mate. Get myself some bubbles. Bubbles and butterflies. Things that fly in the wind. And that's where my money went. It just flew away in the wind because it was just so easy to do because everything's on an app. And the money isn't there. Now, if I'd got £15 in my purse and I had to give that £15 away for those bubbles and butterflies, I'd go, what? No? Like, that's 15 quid. But because it was on a screen, it was nothing. Do you see what I'm coming from? Now, the other app that I saw yesterday, the one that sent me into a fit of rage and made me decide that this was going to be my 666th video. It was, I didn't take down the name, but it was an app where the parent can control their child's mobile phone. So there's a woman and a man, maybe actors, maybe they were husband and wife with 3 kids. I ain't seeing it myself. 3 kids in the back seat. This bloke turns to the woman, look at them in the back. Woman gets out her mobile phone, looks at the first kid. Oh, they've played this much of this game today. Blocks their phone. Kid's phone goes off, sits there. Goes to the next kid in the row. This kid's played this much game. Blocks them as well. Does it with a third fucking kid. All these kids sat there in the back. And they did actually genuinely look pissed off because they would be, right? I did write down the other things because I want to make sure they get them all in. Yeah, another thing, they can track where they go. So they know where their children are 24/7. Now, this, obviously, is a good thing in certain ways. But you're basically tracking, surveillance, mate. What they want for us, we are teaching our children to suffer through. So when they get to our age, it's all they'll ever know is being controlled, having their every moment watched over for their whole fucking life. They'll never know any different. And we're going, oh, yeah, can't wait to sign up. What a cracking good idea. Look at them. They're all happy. Everybody's so fucking happy. Because they've taken their 30 pieces of silver. Anyways. Yeah. Right. And so another thing they can do is they can listen in on that phone. Now, the example that they used on this video that I watched, and yes, I sat through the whole fucking thing, blood boiling, right? And the example they used is listening in while the kid is at school, so you could hear the teacher, so you can hear around them. So that there are going to be abusive parents who take advantage of that, right? And another thing that you can do with it is when your kid's got your phone on silent, you can switch it off, right? So if your kid is in an exam, say, and you want to get in touch with your kid and it's got his phone on silent, you can switch that off and you can ring them in places where they don't need... Now, this kid is just sat there on its computer with the phone, big, red, like muted sign on the phone, and then it just turns to green and starts ringing. Now, that's cracking if they're in their bloody bedroom. You could just shout them, let's face it. But when they're out and about, oh, God, look. Right, let me make sure. So literally it is like ultimate surveillance and control. Now there are abusive parents in this country that will think it's a snip because obviously all this stuff costs money. Of course it does. So you're paying to march our children into China, mate. They'll never know a world where they can make their own decisions. And what is going to happen one day is those children are going to grow up and they are going to be responsible for our end of life. We're deciding their beginning of life, how their life is shaped, and we're just listening to them who want the children controlled. They want a surveillance society. They want us with that boot on the neck, and they are basically saying, here you go, start them off from young. Start the kiddies off from young, knowing that they have to be controlled. And then you've done our job for us. Do you know what I mean? And then one day, you're going to be on your deathbed, and they're going to be ordering midazolam. Because they have not been taught how to be human. We are fucking over our own future because we're raising children who are scared of authority. Now, speaking to an incredibly intelligent man the other day, and he said basically, like looking at teachers are just us. When you're at school, it's like, oh, I'm scared of them because they have a job title. But when you grow up, you realise they're just us. There's nothing special about teachers. We're taught that we've got to worship these people, that they have control over our daily life. We have to ask them if we can pee. And these people are alcoholics and druggies, just like everybody else. So not all of them, obviously. But I have known a few that are alcoholics and druggies. And talking to one who is the deputy head of a school, who was just walking around a park with a can of super tea, and talking about wanting to commit suicide. I spoke to him, and he was talking about how he wanted to commit suicide. None of us are right. None of us are right. And just because something's shiny and on the TV and somebody's been paid to act a certain way, it doesn't mean to say that that is what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? I am I have gone through my domestic violence business in my life, right? I know what abuse looks like. And if you look at domestic violence anywhere, one of the ways that men control women is through money. They decide what they can spend. They check the receipts when they get home, and if they've spent an extra bloody 50p on a donut, 50p for a donut in this day and age, Kazzy, on crack, then it gets her head kicked in. Right? There are people like that in the world. I used to live in a women's refuge. I've seen lots of people with husbands who are like that in the real world. Now, those wives, most of them had children. And controlling people, and especially in today's society where we are so controlled, so many people are like, right, okay, well, I had to go through this when I was young. You fucking can. Do you know what I mean? It never did me any harm. I got a pasting, never did me any harm. Yes, it did, mate. Look at yourself. Look in the mirror. What kind of person are you? Hitting a woman, hitting a kid. Do you know what I mean? Lording it over people, acting like fucking God because you've got no control over your own life. You're taking it out on somebody else. That is what thing. Right, I'm sorry, but I'm like, I've been going for nearly half an hour. 666th video, so I suppose I'm going to go off on one a bit, but I'm so mad about this. You know, we don't give a shit about the kids. You know, like, we have to. We're their parents. We're their grandparents. These people, they're numbers to them on an app. Do you know what I mean? The statistics, removable statistics. There's too many of us. They say it themselves. And, you know, we've got to start thinking of the kids. All this, like, you can be whatever gender you want to be. You could be a dog. If you can identify as a dog and everybody in the classroom has to... it's gone nuts. We need to come together, people. Do you know what I mean? Fathom the matriarchy. The patriarchy are doing this. The opposite of the patriarchy, I say it every time, but if this is the only video you've ever watched, the patriarchy is daddy. It is not Namjoon. It is the, you will behave, you will do your chores, you will behave exactly how I've told you to behave, or you're getting a pasting when I get home from work. The matriarchy, what's coming, what we will come together and fashion. The matriarchy is the complete opposite of that. It's like, right, where are you going? Who are you going with? How long are you going to be? Make sure you stay safe and don't forget to take your big coat because it's going to get cold later. That's the difference between the way that our world is run at the minute, the boot on the neck, and the, right, okay, are you hurting anybody? Is this going to help everybody? Because the way they do it, it only ever helps them. It will only, our entire world works to benefit them few people, and we need to do something about it. So please, please, let's start a discussion about it. Let's work out how we put this right. Please, who's with me? Now, if you have been here to the end, if you stay till the end, I owe you a bevy, and we'll have a good old natter about it and whatever. Please join in the discussion. If you can, just press the little like button, because I don't monetize my channel. I don't promote myself. So if you want to subscribe and talk about it with other people, share this video for me so that we can start this discussion and start doing right by our children and our grandchildren before it's too late, because we're really teetering at this moment in time at it being too late to stop this. Do you know what I mean? And it is going downhill. We've been talking cashless society for years. Now you've got, kids with a bloody debit card, and then they're advertising tap rings, so that literally, and they're advertising apps you can get on your phone where you can take people's fucking money just by swiping your phone. It's like there is, that's for a whole, I've done all videos on that. But yeah, we need to discuss this. So let's start the discussion. Let's get the matriarchy together. I've already got several Sarahs. Hi, Sarahs. We're going to start a band called Kerry Ann and the Sarahs. They don't know it yet, but, you know, I'm sure one of them can. I've got a kazoo and it matches my nails. Yeah. So if any of them can play the drums or guitar, Kerry Ann and the Sarahs is happening, mate. But we need to be discussing, and like I've said before, the matriarchy isn't just women. It's people with that attitude, the opposite of the patriarchy, the opposite of the boot on the neck, that let's grow together for the benefit of all, because these people want the benefit of them. So yeah, so thank you for sticking with me, and I shall see you on my 667th video. I have actually done more than 666. I've had a few taken down by YouTube. They're not keen on me, and I deleted one ever because I was absolutely smooshed and it was beyond embarrassing. You noticed how I like when I'm doing the outro from a video, it often takes longer than the intro. I do apologise for that. But yeah, so everything that I've said before, right, this is so weird. I'm going like that, and then it's on the video, it's doing it. I'm out of sync with myself. Oh no, it's my phone now then. I was watching a live the other day and like I got my computer on and my phone playing the music and they were totally out of sync. So at least I know now it's my phone. Cheers. Anyways, thank you for sticking with me. I love you. I'm sorry, but I'm just wanting this to go. I'm such a child. I'm like, oh mate, 31 minutes. Make it go to 33. You know, Masonic symbolism. Or why not? Anyways, hopefully this bloody works out. Right, 32, 09, 10, 11. I'm like purposefully doing it to get it to 33, and you watch me miss the bastard. And is it even going to be 33 when it's done? Because I'm out of fucking sync. This is so bizarre. Weird AF. Thank you for being with me. Please stick around and let's get something done. I love you, every single one of you. One more than everybody else. Oh, and I've got to say hi to Lulu as well. She's been offline. She's got no Wi-Fi. But she's my one of my subscribers that always chips in. Let's get chipping in. Let's get the matriarchy on the go. Who the fuck is with me? I love you all. Bye-bye.